Hi, Erin here with the Joy in Pens and Paper. So I'm here to do my weekly planning, and I'm doing this on Saturday evening so that I can have it upload tomorrow. I tend to hit some difficulty with uploading when I film it and try to upload it Sunday morning. I think there's probably a lot of people trying to do the same thing. So I have found doing it Saturday evening is a little bit better. So I'm going to start off with looking at my Hobonichi Day Free in my Galen Leather Co. leather A5 zippered notebook cover. I received these from a pen pal friend, and I think when I do my next Day Free, I'll use these to cover or to put on the cover. So I've been just keeping them tucked. So every once in a while they fall out. So looking at my monthly, I actually went this morning and filled out the things on my calendar from this week, but I will just take a peek and make sure I didn't miss anything. I have a lot of moving pieces in my schedule right now, so I don't want to really put much on my calendar beyond this week. So for example, I have some unconfirmed things on my schedule that I'm just not putting on here. But what I will put on here is I have a student observation and then a move-up meeting to prepare for the elementary students coming to the middle school. I have now my Tuesdays and Thursday mornings. I have a 6:30 a.m. consult. I have my 8 o'clock referral. It is an MCAS day for grade 8, and I have a phone call with a district. I have MCAS and a one-on-one meeting. And then Thursday is a really busy day. I have to change my mentor meeting, I think. I have a parent tour, an IEP meeting, another tour. There's a potential tour they don't have on here, my staff meeting, and then I have a 2:30 class placement. And Friday is Good Friday, so I have no work. Saturday, my son has soccer. Why is that not on my calendar? And then I'm going to Easter at my in-laws on Sunday. Okay, so that is all up to date. Now my tracker. So here's my March tracker. I did end up doing my alternating weeks with Diamine Garland, Ferris Wheel Press, Spruce County Post, Diamine Garland, Spruce County Post, Diamine Garland. I do like how that came out with the alternation. Man, that Diamine Garland has a lot of sheen to it. So there's that. And then let me look at last week. And I have allergies, so if I sound a little sniffly or stuffy, that's what that is. So here is my task list, and I was able to get through a couple of things. Yeah, and I went through that earlier today, and actually let me grab this pen. I'm gonna grab my Narwhal with Atlas Iron Ore. I did work out today. I actually just did that. I was avoiding it all day, so I went ahead and did 20-minute strength training, and then I have my dailies. And so then here is my, I'm actually going to, okay, did a pause for a moment because I realized that I needed to do some covering up of information. Yeah, so here's my monthly tracker. This is using my Pelican M400 with Van Diemen's Tiger Snake, which just has really beautiful shading. It has this kind of like yellow, grassy green and a little bit of kind of a pink color in it. It's very pretty. Now, I mentioned in a recent planning video that I had a task that really fell off my radar that was not a good thing to fall off my radar. So I added in this right here where I have waiting on, which are things that I've taken a step for, but I'm waiting on someone else to do something so that I can progress. And I actually added in this kids table reimbursement today, and I can check it off because my son was doing a virtual cooking class, and the company was out of Chicago, and they let us know that they were closing their brick and mortar and were only doing pre-recorded cooking classes, and he really prefers the live. And I received an email on March 21st saying that my subscription had been canceled, but then on March 28th, I received an email that I was billed. So I reached out to them and I took a screenshot of the email, and they actually got back to me this evening and said that they would process the reimbursement so I can cross that out. I have a couple of other subscriptions and things like that that I am updating or wanting to cancel, just in preparation for the next, I guess, maybe 6 months of my family's life. I'm preparing for being down to one income this summer because that's going to be my household this summer. I will be the only income until from about June to September. So I'm trying to figure out where I can cut corners here and there to squirrel some money away so that we can have a little bit less stress this summer. So that's that. Then getting into, or let me just make sure, I ended up doing a lot of different colors this week. I wanted to get through the as much of the Ackerman 28 as I could, and I did it, so that's great. I also really love using Pennsylvania Fieldstone on Tomoe River. I've been using it a lot in my dissertation notebook, which is Leuchtturm paper, and it doesn't shade the same way. It's still beautiful, but it doesn't have the same writing experience. So I pulled that out to use that. And then once it got closer to April, I couldn't help myself. I brought out my April inks, and I've been writing with my Navalar or Narwhal with Ferris Wheel Press Atlas Iron Ore, which is the collaboration with Atlas Stationers. So that is this. So I'm going to do Sunday here, and I'm going to do my weekly setup here. Is that a hair? Sorry. Yep. I have a black dog, so I get black hair places. All right. So let's get into my schedule. Again, sorry for being sniffly. Monday, and that will be the 3rd. Got a phone call from a friend of mine who is wanting, he homebrews, and he wants to make a gluten-free beer for me, but put question marks, I don't know if that's happening, but he's having a hard time getting the ingredients to make it gluten-free. He would have to get the ingredients and then bring them to a place to mill the like the buckwheat or the rice grain. And then the problem with that is it then opens up the potential for cross-contamination, which then defeats the purpose. So he sent me some articles to read about some of the options that he's looking at. Oh, sorry, my handwriting is really wonky. I just did a upper body strength training, so I think my upper body muscles are still a little fatigued. have a cat scratching at the door wanting to come in. All right, and then Tuesday, I think we're gonna try again with hosting my my friends. So 6:30 consult. 7:45 MCAS. 8 o'clock referral. 11 o'clock district call. And then I think it's going to be 6 o'clock dinner hosting. All right, Wednesday, again, we have MCAS. And for those of you who don't live in my geographic area, MCAS is a statewide test. 1 second. Sorry, cat is gone. The scratching was really distracting for me, so I couldn't do it. Yeah, so MCAS is a statewide test and starts in 3rd grade, goes all the way to 10th. And I have 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, and so my 8th graders are testing. Now I do, on the days that I have MCAS, I try not to schedule anything because I can be running all over the place, and I never know how long the students will take to finish their test. So even though I said that, I have this phone call. They're aware that it's an MCAS day, and they're aware that they may need to be flexible, and that's okay. Okay, now Thursday. Thursday is my doozy of a day. And then Friday is Good Friday, a day off. So I started off nice and early with a consult. Sorry, I'm adding on here Marley Thursday. In case I haven't said it already, right there. Marley is my dog. And because Thursday's such a busy day, reschedule. Mentor. So because Thursday is such a busy day, I need to see if one of my neighbors can stop by my house and take her out. Thursday, 8:30 tour, 10 o'clock IEP, 12 o'clock tour, 1 o'clock tour. That's a question mark. I also need to look at a staff meeting coverage. because my staff meeting at 2:15 I'm not going to be able to make because I need to be at the elementary school at 2:30 for 23-24 planning. And Friday, 7 at 9 o'clock, my son has a physical. And Jesse is golfing. Saturday, one o'clock, soccer. I wonder, is this not showing? No, it's on there. Huh. Sorry, I'm having a moment where I thought that I put in all of the soccer games and all of the soccer practice, and I'm not seeing it here. Oh, sorry. This is what I forgot to mention. So I think I mentioned this last week that Thursdays my son has soccer practice 6 to 7. So my husband and I are going to do dinner together on those evenings. The way that we worked it out this week is he dropped me off at the restaurant. He then went to drop our son off at the practice field. I ordered our food and he got there minutes after the food arrived. And so we were able to eat dinner, have a cocktail, and then we actually picked up groceries and then picked my son up. So Thursday I've got to see if someone can take the dog out because my husband and son are probably not going to be home until 4, and I won't be home at all. I'm going to meet him at the restaurants, or I'm just going to go straight to the restaurant. So that's where I need someone midday to come take the dog out. And then Sunday, make sure I'm in frame. Eight, 9, and that is Easter. And the Easter Bunny has already started delivering gifts to our house. So what I'm going to do off camera, zoom this out a little bit, is I'm going to migrate the tasks from here over to here and then add from that point on. So we are done with, we're done with the day free. I'm going to put this to the side. Next up, I have my Hobonichi cousin, which just because questions do occasionally come up, this is used for memory keeping. So these are things that have already happened. I do not forward plan in this. So everything that I'm putting in this are things that happen. All my forward planning is in my day free. So I ended up putting my sticker right here of the lovely message that that my friend sent me that I printed out. And then looking at my monthly, here's my March monthly. It is all done. And we are now in April. So I'm going to add in a little note here. So, and I think what I'm going to try to do, perhaps, this could change, is pick a pen and an ink and use that for the week, and kind of match it across the board between my Hobonichi Cousin and my Day Free. So I somewhat started that yesterday, which you'll see in a moment. So I use my Pelikan M400, and I'll do that through tomorrow, and then I'll switch to another pen and ink. So there's that. And like I said, you can see I started it yesterday. So let me just fill this in. So funny when I sit here and think, what did I do with my time? All right, and I do want to add just a couple of stickers in here. So I'm going to grab, I use a cloth and paper box from when I used to do a cloth and paper subscription. I might pull in the Happy Easter next week. We'll see. I hate laundry will come in tomorrow. Did I do, I don't think I did grocery shopping. Okay. So I'm just gonna put Friday mornings, I go to a local coffee shop. So I like to put a little coffee icon there. Ooh, we went out to eat, so I'm not gonna do that. Okay. Oh, all my workout icons. I gotta get back to being able to use those. These are all workout. Yep, okay. These are Rose Colored Days, Coffee Monsters Co. Yep. Yep. After the Bachelor finale, I'm very tired. That guy right there because it was a challenging moment. This was good for this morning. Oh, or I could have used one of those, but that's fine. There's that. That's gonna go right there. There we go. Almost. Let's see if I can find Anything else that I want to add in? I don't know if this is fun for anyone to watch, but I enjoy it. Put that guy right there. And let's grab this TV time for Bachelor finale, and we're gonna call that it. Okay. So there's my weekly. That's all done. Tomorrow morning I'll update the health section down here. Now for next week, I am really feeling the triple chocolate, so that's gonna be my color for next week. So we have Pilot Vanishing Point, extra fine with Diamine Ink Vent 2019. Thank you, Miss Marilyn. Triple chocolate. Just in the event you can hear any background noise, my husband and son are playing video games. There we go. All right, and then let's move on to my dailies. Okay, so the end of March, I was really wrapping up the pens and inks. So I found out here that I used up the rest of my Ferris Wheel Press brush pen with Ferris Wheel Press Spruce County Post as I was writing my little highlight. So Sunday, this is with the TWSBI Royal Jade with Diamine Garland. I ran a 5K. I finished. That was my goal. I had no illusions of setting a PR. But I did come in top 10 for women. I'll give the caveat that it was a very small race, but when I said that to my friend whose house I went over to the next day, she reprimanded me for downplaying my accomplishment. I think I was the 7th overall female. So, you know, there's that. Monday, like I said, I was using up my TWSBI Eco Glow Green, so I made a priority to use that. I went to Target for the first time, and I don't even know how long. I just don't go to stores a whole lot. But I went to Target. I went over to my neighbors. We watched the Bachelor finale. Didn't even realize it was a 3-hour finale, so it was a late night. Tuesday, I had my 6:30 a.m. consult. My friend's cat passed on Monday. Jameson passed. So the parents of Jameson were supposed to come over on Tuesday evening for dinner, but I wasn't sure that if they were going to, and then I had an early morning consult and I didn't put anything in the crock pot. And so instead of having them over, I met them out for dinner. We went to this little hole in the wall place that I've talked about before, and you can order off menu there. Basically, if you see an ingredient, they'll make whatever you want them to make with it. So I actually, had a Caesar salad with lobster. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. Highly recommend. Anyway, and I played some Keno, and then I went back to their house and we played trivia on PlayStation 5. So it was a lot of fun, but it was a late night again. Wednesday, I picked my son up from school and we went and we got boba. I started to write this entry Wednesday late night, and my first sentence, I realized that does not make sense. So I just crossed it out, and I actually came back the next day and wrote that because I think I was just too tired to really focus. Then Thursday, I started to feel really yucky. Turns out it's allergies. But I took a COVID test. I don't have COVID. But I just really, as the day went on, I felt worse and worse. But I still went out to dinner with my husband, and my son had soccer, and but it was really nice to be able to go out to dinner with my husband. It was nice for just the two of us to sit at a restaurant. We don't do that often. Friday, after a long week with, different things that happened, primarily in my work life, I was feeling quite a bit of anger, and I had therapy Friday after work, and I was talking about kind of the things happening at work, because I base a lot of my identity and self-worth on what I can do professionally. So when things happen at work, that trickles into all the other parts of my life. And she was able to identify that despite all the things happening, I didn't seem as anxious as I was in the fall before I started my anxiety medication. So it was nice for her to see that and to remind me that I wasn't having the physical manifestations. This fall, I was at a point where I physically was, for example, my cheeks were burning hot because I was so overwhelmed with anxiety. It was manifesting itself extremely physically, and it was impacting my sleep and everything else. And so it was a very big decision for me to make, to go on anxiety medications, because I'd worked so hard to come off of them previously and to not need them. But the things that I had going on primarily at work were beyond what I had the capacity to use coping strategies for. So I finally made the decision to go on anxiety medication. It has been exceptionally helpful. But now that things are kind of amping up a little bit more, I'm not having the same anxiety symptoms, which these are all positive things. But she had asked me what emotion I was primarily feeling, and I said anger. And unfortunately, I can't go into a whole lot of detail, but I just have a lot of anger about how things are going right now. And I think sadness. I work very hard, and I see the benefit in what I do, and so to not have that seen by the people who need to see it, it's very frustrating. Anywho, and then coming to today, I had a very lazy morning, but I spent a lot of time really diving into our budget and mapping things out so that I can have a savings plan to prepare for this summer. And once we get to September, we're going to be golden, but we'll have a few months of a little tightness. But I got a text earlier today from my friend's daughter wondering if we were going to get our nails done. So the three of us went, we got our nails did, and we went to a new place, and we actually really liked the place. You know, of course it's the first day, but if the quality is really good, then I think this will end up being our people. The owner was really personable and a perfectionist, and he was really attentive. So it was really nice. And yeah, so that is my week. I will be using the Peloton M400 tomorrow, and then moving on to my Vanishing Point Triple Chocolate. All right, well, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye.